Hi scholars, today we're going to look at TEK 4.4c. I can represent the product of two-digit numbers using arrays, area models, or equations, including perfect squares through 15 by 15. Now this lesson's just going to be an introduction to arrays, and then we will carry over on Monday further in detail. So go to the next clean left page in your journal and write notes, Introduction to Arrays, TEK 4.4c. To start off, we're going to write the definition of an array. It is to display or arrange things in an organized way. Here is an example. I drew an array. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 this way and 1, 2, 3 that way. So it's a 4 by 3. And you can write it two ways. You can write 4 times 3 or 3 times 4. If you remember the commutative property that we learned with addition, you can flip-flop in multiplication as well. And so this is a quick way of figuring out how many are in this array. So if there's 4 here and 3 here, it's a 4 by 3 or a 3 by 4, and all you have to do is multiply it. So 4 times 3 is 12, and 3 times 4 is 12. And so this is an array in an organized way, and you can figure out how many are in there. Let's look at another way to show arrays. They can also be separated, but you can still figure it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So it's a 6 by 3 or a 3 by 6. That means there's 18 total in that array. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So instead of counting them all, if you just know the length and the width and you multiply, you'll get the same answer. Let's look at this one now. This is a square, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. When the length and the width are the same, these are known as perfect squares. You don't have to write them both ways. You can just write it once, because if you flip it, it's the exact same thing. So 3 by 3, 9. All right, now it's time to go to the right side of your journal. We're going to do 3 checkpoint questions. So we're going to call this checkpoint question 1. And here is a picture. And I want you to pause and figure out how many cans are in this case, including those under the cap. And I want you to explain how you figured this out. So in your journal, write down your answer, give me evidence why, and then explain. Press pause and press play when you're ready to check. Okay, so if you followed the same strategy for arrays over here, you should be able to figure it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's safe to assume there's 6 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's safe to assume there's 8 down here. So if it's an 8 by 6, that means there's 48 in this case. How did I figure it out? It's an array. It's an 8 by 6. Therefore, there's 48. So in my journal, I would write my answer, and I would say 8 by 6. And I can explain it is an array. And all sides match, or some kind of explanation why. Okay, let's do the next one. Remember, you're checking this in red pen. All right, here's the next one that I'd like you to do. How many apples are in this case? Write down how many in your journal and explain how you found it. Press pause to answer the question and press play when you're ready to check. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's a 7 by 7. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. So if it's a 7 by 7, that means 49 apples. It's an array. It's a 7 by 7, and it's also a perfect square, which I discussed in our notes. So this is the answer to number 2. Remember, just write an X if you got it incorrect so your teacher can check it on Monday. All right, let's do a little bit tricky one. Try this one. Press pause, answer the question in your journal, press play when you're ready to check. All right, so what's interesting about this one is even though the entire row is not completed on either one, it is safe to assume that 2 would fit right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 going that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going that way. All right, so if it's a 12 by 6, that means 72 cups of yogurt. So then in my journal, I would write 72. It's a 12 by 6, and I can explain, fill in empty parts by looking at opposite rows. Some kind of explanation on how you came up with it. Okay, let's go on to the next part. Last part right here. We're going to call this number 4, 5, 6, and the last one is number 7. Okay? You are going to write how many, what's the total in that array, and what are the dimensions, and you're going to draw. So I'm going to show you how you could represent this in your journal. So I kind of just drew this diagram, and the first one has been done for you on that paper. So I just wrote egg carton, postage stamps, cupcake pan, and photos. What's the total in that picture? What are the dimensions? And I just drew the array. So you can press pause and copy this, and then press play when you're ready for the worksheet. Okay, so I'm going to just put this right here, and you can fill it in your journal. Okay, so let's go over it. I'm going to just fill it in on this paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a 5 by 5, which means there's 25 total. And that's my answer. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So that means there's 8. 4 by 2, 2 by 4. Okay, and then this family photos, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So there's 6. It's a 2 by 3 or a 3 by 2. And then the other way. Okay, I wanted to go back and add something in your notes. When you are counting how many are in an array, you have to count double. Or like if I say 1, 2, 3, when I'm counting on the side, you start back from here. You don't say 1, 2, 3 and then 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's all for your notes today. Good job, and that's it.